This week's doom scroll is the harrowing beef between two blonde white women from Scottsdale, Arizona, sorting out the details of a hair appointment from hell. It's crazy because the last time I saw two orange blonde bitches fight this hard, it was when Marjorie Taylor Greene voted to release the files. Guys, don't worry, to these ladies, the only offensive B word is brunette. So after user NotFamous808 dropped a review on the viral hairstylist Hair by Chrissy, they have started a beef so serious that it makes Drake and Kendrick look like Lewis and Clark. You gotta love that this is just gonna be like such a light, easy, unserious video. Well, I mean, it is serious to the girl who just lost $4,000, but for me, it's nice. We should call up Angie K to weigh in on this. I want to know her thoughts. I don't care about this situation, but I do want to know what Angie K thinks. Welcome to Tyler's Kitchen, the world's first anti-cooking show where I talk about my interests, which include, but are not limited to, feminism, pop culture, history, and random shit I see on the internet with a few more jokes than is necessary and or appropriate. Today's recipe is blondies. Yeah, I've made them before, but like today I'm talking about like hair extensions and blonde specialists, so it like fits. I can do it again, right? And they always turn out delicious. Blondies are so good. So back to the story. Let me give you some context. Who is Hair by Chrissy? She has millions of followers across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. She's a famous hairstylist who I would say single-handedly pioneered Utah curls. I was looking through her Instagram feed for this video and I legitimately was getting every single post confused for Taylor Frankie Paul. I was like, whoa, Taylor Frankie Paul's been here all month, and I click in and I find out these are all different people? What is in the water in Gilbert, Arizona? It's like Utah on steroids. But anyway, this woman for years has been like very influencer oriented. She's very hyped, expensive, hard to get into. She's been big for a while. But what's interesting is that this isn't her first time getting into a bit of a controversy. In 2020, she got called out for operating her hair salon unsafely during COVID lockdown. But can we be real for a second? I'm like, what did you guys expect? Nobody who dedicates their life to balayage hair extensions has informed opinions on Zoran Mondani. Around the same time, Hair by Chrissy was really hopping on the influencer collabs, so like every new big TikToker was posting from the chair of Hair by Chrissy. And then that TikToker would make a post and everybody was eating them alive for their hair. And then she was granted the name, this is so mean, people started calling her Hair by Crispy because they felt like she was botching every influencer's hair. Speaking of botched crispy hair, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try and go blonde this month, like Holly Madison blonde, and a lot of you guys in my DMs were trying to stop me from it, but I just don't know if I'm ready to listen to you guys. I just think it would be fun for me. I think, especially after the Wicked movie came out, I'm just feeling more spiritually blonde these days. This drama erupted about a week ago because this girl releases a very cordial review of her experience at Hair by Chrissy, and the internet has decided to lose its freaking mind.
First, get your hair done. It's a little bit overwhelming because everyone's kind of grabbing your hair everywhere. There's like 10 people around you, and Chrissy's nowhere to be found. I think she might have touched my hair for 60 seconds. And here's the receipt. So that is just the price of Chrissy touching your hair. But the problem is when you have 10 people pulling your hair every way and like dyeing your hair, they're all kind of on different pages. There was like 3 girls like filming like a TikTok, and then there was other people getting the makeup done.
So in this girl's initial review, she basically says Chrissy only did her hair for 10 seconds, even though the whole reason she had wanted to go to Chrissy 2 Habit Salon is to visit Chrissy specifically. And then she shares the whopping $4,200 price tag she was met with. And she just goes on to say that she felt like her experience was not worth $4,200. She basically said the experience was a luxury, like ridiculous, like unheard of luxury price tag, but without the luxury experience, which yeah, anybody would be mad about that. I mean, she said everybody in there's filming TikToks, which personally that would overstimulate me so bad. You're telling me I'm in my sweats, my hair's wet, I have hair dye foils in, now I'm gonna be in the back of some girl's TikTok. I do this for a job and I still get anxiety when people are like filming. I feel like I'm being the kid being made fun of in middle school. It brings me back to middle school. When other people are filming TikToks and I'm in the background, it makes me feel like I'm being bullied in middle school again. Then she says there were like 10 assistants working on her. So at once there's all these random people grabbing all parts of your hair, which to me, yeah, that would feel like a luxury petting zoo experience. Actually, I'm sure there are several billionaires who would be interested in partaking in that experience. Don't let the rich people know about this. They'll be in that chair. But I just cannot believe that. $4,216 to go to Hair by Chrissy. Guys, go comment what you do with $4,216 $216 if you had it right now. I don't think a single one of you is gonna say hair. Also, I need to know what this girl does for a living. If she's doing financial crimes, that's okay, teach me how. And if you thought this experience sounded like a traumatizing ripoff, we're not done yet.
Guys, if you were upset about the last video about my honest review on Hair by Chrissy and you were like, what the heck, you're in for one for this. So basically what I texted her assistant was that I wanted to move my extensions up and then dye it the color of my inspo pic, and here's my inspo pic. And here's the text that I have between the girl.
Okay, so this text message says, there's my inspiration pic. Do you want bright and keep natural root? Maybe something that can be manageable but still bright. Extensions and color are around 3,500 to 4,500. I already have extensions though, and I'm able to just move these up, or is that included? Sure, as long as they are the right color, because you can't color them. Move up's around 950, color around 895. So that would put her around 2K. Then she says, okay, when is your next appointment available? October 22nd. Also, let's just take a moment to notice that these text messages are so unprofessional. This feels like you're trying to do a Facebook Marketplace deal, but you're paying $4,000 to get your hair done.
So the girl is saying that the new price of extensions can range from 3,500 to 4,500, and I'm saying, oh no, like I want to use my extensions that I have. And she was just like, oh, well, we can't dye them, like it might not come out to the exact inspo pic. And I was like, okay, that's fine, we can just lighten it up. So the day comes that I show up to Chrissy. I knew that the price was gonna be in the 1,000s just for the color and the move up, which I was fine with because I've been searching for a good hairstylist for a while, and I thought Chrissy might be my new one. But I showed up with actually brand new extensions that I've had for a while, and she opened them up. She was just like, no, these are not good. Like this is too yellow. And mind you, like, they literally look the same. They look even brighter and more like my inspo pic. But there was 4 to 5 girls standing around me telling me that it was ugly.
Ugh! Okay, any girl who's been to a salon knows that feeling, or at least I know that feeling from going to the salon. Like when you're getting your nails done and they're using high pressure sales techniques to get you to buy like a rhinestone on your toe, and then I leave and it's double what it was supposed to be. Hate that. Get these women in text sales, honestly. We just have like these random chads selling Google software. Do you know how intense and high pressure it is to say no to my manicurist? Those girls should be selling $3,000 pieces of technology, not $20 nail add-ons.
So I said, okay, look, Chrissy, like I'll buy the extensions if you can promise me it's gonna look exactly like the inspo pic. And she was like, yes, 100%. It's gonna look exactly like it. Just let us take over.
Ugh, that's such a shitty feeling, and I get that. And I do understand that there's a side where like the beauty service providers, all they do all day long is they look at hair and it's the most important thing in their life, so they probably have a different standard. So I don't know, that's the only excuse I can think of. Like, of course you're gonna notice if I didn't do the add-on cuticle oil for $10 at the nail salon, but it's because all you do all fucking day is stare at nails. Nobody else is gonna notice that.
And then at the end, this is the worst part because this sent me over the edge. When I was paying, I'm gonna insert the receipt again. You can see all the charges of like the serum, the shampoo, the conditioner, the detangler. I had no idea that I bought that. Because when I tell you, I was so overwhelmed. There was everyone like filming videos, everyone was doing everything, everyone was everywhere. Here, like Chrissy literally like shoved all of this in a bag and said, here you go. And then the girl at the front rang me up for it, and I was like, oh, maybe this is like complimentary, like, I don't know, like, no, honey, you're buying that now.
Also, this is insane for a beauty service provider to do to anyone, let alone, how old is this girl, like 18? To expect an 18-year-old girl to just like go along with this, like this is some shit that like you could probably pull on a woman who's like my mom will buy anything she sees on TikTok shop. It's the best thing. She has have you seen like the Temu warrior moms? My mom's like a TikTok shop warrior mom and Amazon storefront warrior mom. Every time I go home, my mom has new gadgets off the TikTok shop. That's who you can force to buy your hair products, not a 19-year-old girl. I feel like this needs more flour because it's kind of like sticky. I'm guessing that's the problem, but I'm not really sure. Let's just do a little bit more. Honestly, this is the kind of shit that's supposed to happen at the mechanic, not the salon. Like, you should be like the bait and switch where you tell me I have to pay $200 to put air in my tires. Yeah, that should happen at the mechanic because I'm a girl. That should not happen at the salon. I thought this was a safe space for women. Also, like, once again, let's recap how hysterical it is that this woman is paying $4,000 for her hair and getting hit with text messages so unprofessional that it's using the word CUZ cuz. If I'm about to spend rent on a new weft of hair, you better be calling me your majesty. I don't know, if you gave me a bag full of like what, $200 worth of hair products and tried to tell me that I had to buy them, you would just have to send me to jail. Like, there's no universe. You can probably tell from the way I cook that this is how I do a lot of things in my life. Like with beauty, you're lucky if I'm using more than 2 hair products on a day. I'm really just about like phoning it in, doing the bare minimum. Actually, one time I went home and my sister said, wow, Ty, you look so well kept. What's that supposed to mean? And she was like, yeah, you look like you like wear lotion now. And unfortunately, I didn't have, she ate me up because I did start wearing lotion recently. It's like really annoying and overstimulating to put on, guys. Can we be honest? Lotion, it's like cold, it's like slimy. I don't know. Flour, cornstarch. I did way too much baking powder because I thought it was cornstarch. I wasn't paying attention. Let me tell you why this is a problem. This called for 2 teaspoons of cornstarch and half a teaspoon of baking powder, except for I halved the recipe. And instead of doing anything correct, I just did 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I don't know, so maybe I should just balance it out by doing a tablespoon of cornstarch. Well, I guess there's a lot more cornstarch than there is baking powder, so I should do, no, I did a tisp. I did only a tisp. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought then. 1, 2. Let's see if that works.
Okay, I decided to make a part 3, so let's get into it. Yes, Chrissy does hair. Yes, Chrissy cuts hair. Being a woman. Yes, Chrissy curls hair. The problem is she does 1 curl and walks away. The problem is she does 1 cut, walks away. In the video, you can literally see it.
I love this sassy video. This clapback is kind of iconic. Like, I don't know, mama, nobody was discussing whether or not you knew how to operate a round brush, let's be real. That's not the conversation we were having. And it's just wild to like clap back on a customer like this. So Chrissy responding, kind of unprofessional, and this absolutely activates the internet. Now everybody is going mask off. Like, they are review bombing Chrissy. Like, this girl's videos have tens of millions of views. I think her first video has over 20 million, and then the second has 10 million. And then she's gained 200,000 followers in a week over this. And people are coming for Chrissy. I checked her website and you can't even book an appointment with her right now. And I checked out Chrissy's TikTok page right now. Thousands of comments under every single post heckling her and calling her out and making fun of her and calling her nasty things and standing up for non-famous 808. And it is crazy how the public has hopped onto this issue. And here is our batter. This looks like how it's supposed to look. So let's throw it in the oven. It's just in like a skinny little pan. I just made like a fun size portion just cause it's like a it's a chill little snack. And of course we have to test the batter. Wow, this tastes delicious, so it's gotta be right? You guys know I've been dealing with health issues. I've had so many people saying, by the way, not knowing what my health is, because that's none of your business. I've had a lot of people blaming my health issues on like the 4 times on camera I've had raw dough. And I think that's so funny because I'm like, let me tell you right now, that is not the battle we're facing right now. I don't know, just seeing how involved the TikTok audience has gotten on this issue, it literally just makes me think, what if these people cared about foreign policy? Like, imagine if we applied this energy to climate change, we'd have solar panels on every roof by Tuesday. You know what, I think this has captured that same demographic of people who like to troll the New York influencer snark page and get parasocial with Whitney Levitt. Like, these women are so powerful. I just wish they stood for something, anything at all that ever mattered or was important. Like, bestie, you have mastered organizational skills, communication. You have all the free time in the world, apparently. Like, what if you snarked on your senators the same way you snarked on some blonde lady from New York? Anyway, tangent. So not only does Chrissy post this story where she says, I curl, I dance, I cook, I sing, or whatever the fuck it was, she then uploads a video of Not Famous 808 sitting in her chair after she got called out, which, yeah, that's kind of a weird choice. Wait, low-key, that's funny because in the after, she goes, you know what her face looks like? That's the face of when your mom would drop you off in the minivan too close to the high school because you waited too long to get your driver's license. So now you're 17 with your mom dropping you off at school in the front of everybody in the minivan. And you go, thanks. That's exactly what that face is. And then Hair by Chrissy goes on to drop, I mean, everybody thought it was real merch. I could obviously tell there wasn't like a link or anything. It was an AI mock-up of a shirt that said hair in 4K. I paid 4K for this. So like obviously mocking her. And then she posts a screenshot of their text messages. The thought of dropping AI merchandise to mock a customer with a bad review is crazy. That is like if you threw up at a restaurant and then instead of hearing you out, the restaurant releases shirts that are like, I blew up the bathroom at the Arlington Waffle House. And if you thought this was the end, you are sorely mistaken. So Not Famous 808 claps back again with this video where she announces that she's launching actual merch. And she spins up a Shopify website overnight. I mean, kind of shitty that she's trying to spin around merch in like 24 hours time and she's not taking any care to like test it or make sure it looks good. But a girl's gotta make back that 4K, you know? 4K's gotta come from somewhere. Unfortunately, it's you. I also find this girl incredibly impressive because in the time that she's engaging in this Chrissy beef, we find out that she's about to go into surgery for a nose job, and on the hospital bed, she is still going back and forth with Chrissy. And then we see her go into surgery, come out of it, bandage and all, still going back and forth with Hair by Chrissy. Not to mention, she had batched at least 50 videos of lip sync audios to still engage in the feud as she's recovering. This girl is brilliant. Her mind is so powerful. I think she deserves to blow up because who else is working overtime the same day they are recovering from surgery? She's very powerful. Her aura is limitless. But now she and the community have rallied together to decide that they're contemplating a lawsuit against Chrissy. Some people are saying that business owners are not legally allowed to retaliate against customers for giving them a bad review. Other people are saying that Chrissy posted that video of her without her consent on a business page, so she has grounds to sue. I guess eventually she did take down the video after she got eaten alive. I did also notice that Chrissy posted like 50 times after that to try and like bury the controversy, and 50 videos later, people are still harassing her like relentlessly. These women are not just going scorched earth. They are not just burning bridges. They are napalming rivers. And guys, I think by the time I release this video, there will probably be 50 more TikToks in the saga. It's literally like the most crazy, undying feud, and I'm so excited to see how it goes down. And now this has kind of become a whole shit show because everybody's weighing in on it. Brad Mondo, who's like a big hairstylist, said, just so you know, this is just what celebrity hairstylists do. Welcome to it, diva. His take was like, every celebrity hairstylist is not the only one doing your hair. Like they all have assistants. This is just how it goes. She's young and she didn't get it. That was Brad Mondo's take basically. Tana Mojo said, this shit does not look like 4K and that price is crazy. Chris Appleton doesn't even charge $900 for an extension move up, which I guess I'm kind of a bad source on this because I've never had extensions. So like low-key, I don't really know what the vibe is. Hair by Chrissy is so cooked that this Texas hairstylist hopped on the trend and is now flying Not Famous 808 out to Texas to give her the full celebrity hair treatment. She's like, at my salon, we treat everyone equally. Wow, it's like there's an influencer class. In this country, we believe that all men and women are created equal as long as you're verified.
So, Not Famous accepted the invitation to Texas, and I am so beyond grateful and so excited. What Chrissy's doing and bashing, I'm not gonna do. I'm not. I used to look up to her and say, wow, she has an amazing business. I want to do something like that. And I changed my opinion on that yesterday because that's gross. Ew, why are you doing that? The difference between me and her is that I am super transparent and honest, and I'm the one doing your service from start to finish. My assistants only shampoo and blow dry. That's it. They shampoo and blow dry for me, and I'm also doing that with them.
But here are my thoughts on this whole debacle. If you go and try to book an appointment on the Habit Salon website, every stylist has like what their base fee just to like be with them is, I think. So for most of their stylists, it's like $500 to $900 starting for hair color. And then it's over $2,000 minimum for extensions, each stylist, all of them. And I think Chrissy's was transparently on the website over $3,000. So I feel like the pricing, like it was pretty obvious that it was gonna be ridiculous. The only thing that I think is confusing is that the text messages were saying different things than the website. And I think there was a miscommunication that was so unprofessional and cringe. People online are saying this isn't transparent because Chrissy herself barely ever touched the hair. The assistants did most of the work. And so like I can see how the thought would be if Chrissy wasn't gonna touch my hair and I knew it were gonna be other assistants, I would have just saved an extra $1,000 to book with somebody else. This is like if I pay tickets for the Lana Del Rey concert and I see 2 songs and a hologram, I'm gonna be pissed. And I love Lana Del Rey, but that's why I won't pay to go see a concert, because that's about what you can expect. I gotta say, I think this girl was so brave for releasing an interview at all, because especially when there's somebody with such a big platform, it's really scary and it's important information for people to have. This is like a classic David and Goliath situation, except David has money pieces. I feel bad for this girl, because yeah, if you pay $4,000 for your hair, you should have your feet rubbed, you should be serenaded, you should have a private bungalow. But the experience of 10 people touching your hair and people around you making dance videos, not so great. I recently had a really bad experience at my laser hair appointment. Guys, I literally laid down butt-ass naked on the table, and the lady looks at me and she goes, "Do you have kids?" Okay, that is the last thing I want to hear when I lay down naked in front of you on the table. Are you kidding me? And then she has her hand, you know, in my anus zapping away. And she's being so mean to me the entire time. Also, get this place literally dirty, musted, dusted, crusted. This was my 5th time going to this crusty old place because that same girl, the first time I went in, pressured me into buying a year-long service package. Also, it's the sketchiest business in the entire world. I don't even know who to contact that's not one of the girls that will have her hand in my cooter, so I can't even complain because it's gonna go right to the girl who's zapping me. I'm not trying to upset the woman with a laser next to my crotch. It's horrible. And I just feel personally taken advantage of, similar to this girl. And I do think it's a thing with like young girls going to see beauty service providers. I think they know that like younger girls are not gonna make waves, they're not confident in themselves, they're not gonna stand up for themselves, so they take advantage of that. Like, I think it's gotten so bad that we do need to bring back Karen culture. That's who prevents this shit. Honestly, the world got way worse after we started shaming Karens. We bullied Karens into submission, and now we are paying the price of that day in and day out. Because without Karens, who's gonna report that business to the BBB for ripping us off? Not me, I'm too lazy. Who's gonna complain to the hotel for not having AC in the summer? I'm just gonna shut up and be miserable. I want a Karen. Who's gonna stop the city council from putting a gas station in the park? That's what Karens did. We need to bring back the Karen, even just in a small way. We need a diet Karen, a Karen light, a dash of Karen. I'm saying it now, bring back the Karen. Speaking of Karen, this hair by Chrissy lady, I don't know, this is a disaster, girl. Anybody in their right mind who owns a business, if they got this review, would immediately DM them, email them, call them personally, offer a refund, offer a new session. They would be doing anything to get this review off the internet immediately. Like, I would be kissing her ass so hard. I would be offering her a free trip. I would be doing anything to clean this up and be nice. And don't you think even on a human level, when you give someone a service, you want, especially when you take $4,000 of somebody's money, you want them to walk away satisfied? That doesn't make you feel bad that somebody paid that much money and now feels bad about it? That doesn't make you feel gross? So I just think this whole thing is really ridiculous. Is it overblown? Yes. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Am I glad that I have something to think about other than literally anything real happening in the world right now? Sometimes yes. Instead of getting a lobotomy, just get invested in the Hair by Chrissy drama. That's what I did. I know I effed it up because of the way that it is inside of there. I fucked that up. I already know. It's wet and jiggly in the center and getting pretty crispy on the edges. Okay, somehow that went from being undercooked to now overcooked in just the flash of the twinkle of an eye. Oh God, I love cooking. Here's what's for dinner. Me as a housewife, here it is. Call it Uber Eats. You, I don't know. I mean, we already know how this is gonna taste, probably pretty crispy and bad. Probably gonna try and like move this out of this tin. Oh wait, okay, the bottom doesn't look that burnt. Ow, it's hot. Ow, it smells burnt, it looks burnt, and it will probably taste burnt. I think that's all we need to know. What are your thoughts on this dumb internet drama? I wanna know. Whose side are you on? Do you have a hot take on this? What is your beauty appointment nightmare story? I wanna hear, cause I know we all have 1, 2, or 7. When I was a kid, one time my mom took me to get my eyebrows waxed, and in 7th grade, a woman took off from here to here of my eyebrows, and I saw it and immediately started crying, and I spent the whole summer with my eyebrows like insane. It was the most embarrassing thing. But yeah, if you loved this video, please share it around, give it a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Not as bad as I thought.